Hello, so I did my lab on muscle quality index improves with resistance training in older adults. Some background. So sarcopenia is a condition that happens as we get older, typically over the age of 60, and it results in a decline in our muscle. So the problem with this is that there's no real treatment for it, mainly because it's different for everyone. So you'll experience muscle strength loss before you actually see a reduction in your mass, um, and it just hits everyone differently. So the main focus of this study was, does muscle quality index, or MQI, does it change with resistance training? So MQI is a clinical tool that's used to measure a person's strength and their overall muscle, and this was used as a way to see if sarcopenia can be treated or reversed. So the methods. So 23 people volunteered for this experiment. There were men and women, and they were split up into two groups. The first group, they went through their training phase the first week. The first phase, which lasted 6 weeks. And during this, and they just did pretty much resistance training the full 6 weeks, and this was followed, and then during phase two, they did train where they didn't really do that much resistance training. And for group two, they did exactly the same thing, except that it was in reverse. So they detrained the first phase, which lasted 6 weeks, and they trained the last phase, which was 6 weeks. Now, what they were being measured on was their lean body mass, their hand grip strength, their gait time, which was measured in how long it took them to walk a certain distance, get up and go, how long it took them to get up from a seated position, walk a certain distance, and then come back, and time to stand up, how long it took them to stand up. So as you can see within the data, it actually did show that their muscle quality index did improve. So we can see that right here on the group one, when they started off at 189.06, and when they went strictly into the weight training phase, their numbers jumped all the way to 242.88, and then during their detraining week, it still slightly jumped to 245.58, compared to group two, who started off at 199.59, and as soon as they went into their detraining week, it slightly went up, but then it drastically went up when they actually did start doing their weight training. And they didn't really have much of an impact on their hand grip strength or their lean body mass, but everything else did seem to see improvements. So for analysis, so pretty much starting an exercise program at any age is still beneficial. The earlier a person starts, the better results they'll have when it comes to preserving their muscle. Something else to think about is that even after the experiment ended, the people that participated in the experiment, they were able to maintain whatever results they made throughout the program. And right here we can see that even though they didn't see that much change in their lean body mass or their grip strength, they did improve in their get up and go, their gait, their sit and stand, and their muscle quality index. So in conclusion, muscle quality index does significantly change once a person starts weight training, no matter whether or not they're already losing mass or if they're just trying to maintain it. And it's also important to know that this isn't really used at the time of this experiment, but it can be used for future studies. And as far as how it would impact the real world, well, when somebody gets sick or they go through something like this, usually they're prescribed medication to help them deal with the problem, when in fact they could just probably speak to someone and set up a workout routine that involves resistance training that can help them deal with these kind of issues. So that's it. Thank you.